Hello everyone, it is Christy from Chris and Chris Field Trips, and every Wednesday we like to drop just a random little video to break up your week in between our Sunday videos, and we like it to have something relevant to our channel. And today I've got something really good and really fun. So this week's video had me in research mode. So I am so baffled by the state of Arizona. So I grew up in Wyoming. I was born in the Valley in Phoenix, but I grew up in Wyoming. I had no idea so many different oddities about this state. So I thought that maybe you might be interested as well. So let's get into those. The first one I have talked about on and off in our previous videos, but if you haven't watched those, I'm going to tell you now. Arizona is home to the largest ponderosa pine forest in the world. That's the whole world, the whole earth. The whole earth, Arizona has the largest continuous ponderosa pine forest. Actually, a quarter of our state is pine forests, these ponderosa pine forests. They grow right along the Mogollon Rim, which is a very distinctive cutoff point between northern Arizona, where we're like mountains and cooler air and Grand Canyon type area, and the desert area that you think of more when you think of Arizona. So the cactuses, the saguaros, all of the desert area, that just separates that. And along that Mogollon Rim is the largest ponderosa pine forest on Earth. Like, mind-blowing to me. Sticking with the nature theme, did you know that Arizona has more mountain peaks and summits than Switzerland? Yeah, you heard that right. More than Switzerland. Arizona features 3,000 peaks and summits across more than 100 mountain ranges. Now, although 70% of Switzerland is covered with mountains, Arizona is 7 times bigger than Switzerland. So, yeah, we have these stark contrasts between like alpine areas and desert floors that makes these mountains just so prominent. We have more named peaks than Switzerland. Oh no. This one is fun. Okay, so the world's first McDonald's drive-thru opened in 1975 in Sierra Vista, Arizona. Why? Why did that happen? Well, I'm going to tell you. You need to thank a serviceman. So, the first drive-thru opened in McDonald's in Sierra Vista so that the soldiers from Fort Huachuca could get themselves something to eat without getting out of their cars in uniform. So 50 years ago, the very first McDonald's drive-thru opened up right here in the state. Like, that's really cool. I'm not a big McDonald's fan, but if we're ever in Sierra Vista, we're going to go through that drive-thru. And I'm going to go ahead and eat McDonald's food because that's just cool. Also, the next time you're in a McDonald's drive-thru, you should just like thank a service member. You should do that. Okay, now this last fact is quirky and cool and just totally right up my alley. In November of 1975, near Heber, Arizona, Travis Walton claims to have been abducted by a UFO. So he was a Forest Service worker, and they were driving and they were like doing forest mitigation and checking things out when him and his crew looked over and saw this craft in the trees. Travis jumped out right away and he ran over and stood directly underneath the craft where his coworkers watched a beam of light come down, him be lifted off the ground. They freaked out. They hit the gas. They're out. They're gone. is that the kind of friends you want? They're gone. I guess they were coworkers, and they bounced. They were out. They're like, I'm done. No, what in the world? Okay, but then they came back like 15 minutes later, thinking about their friend who they just saw elevated from this craft, to find him gone. 5 days later, he shows up. He calls his sister, collect on a payphone, and he has a 5-day beard. And all this time, from then, from 1975, 50 years ago, I know this because that was the year I was born. This happened a month before I was born. This happened a month before I was born, and my parents were in that area. Anyway, this isn't about me. They gave all these polygraph tests to all the Forest Service workers that he was with and himself. He has, and they have, consistently passed polygraphs from then all the way until now, 50 years later. There was even a movie made about it called Fire in the Sky. So, do you believe in aliens? Could that be a thing? Here's another little hot tip, not a tip, a little piece of information. When we camped with Wandering Gypsy, where the wild horses were, it was semi-ish, kind of like, if you really want to expand your mind, in that area. It was in that area, and it did not go without being talked about the entire time there, because I don't think that we can just be it. I just don't think that. So that is your Wednesday video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to know any kind of obscure facts that you know about your state. And jump over and subscribe or like or watch a few of our videos. If you like what you see, give a subscribe, click your notifications, drop some comments. We love to engage with our followers. And we'll see you next Wednesday for, I don't know, I haven't named these yet. So maybe you can drop that in the comments too. Give me a name. All right. Bye, guys. See you on the next one.